What's up, YouTube and other privileged gated communities of the internet? This is Devtrast bringing in another devlog. This is devlog number 8 coming at you. And today we are going over the most previous days of this devlog. So we are going through, let's see, days 63 through 70 on this one. And it was not a good one. This is not going to be an exciting devlog. This is not, well, might be a little exciting because I'll try and make it exciting, but it's not going to be a productive devlog because I've had 3 0 days this week all in a row, and I've just been lazy. And I expected I would come into roadblocks like this in some of my weeks, and this was definitely a tough one. It was tough for me to get back into my groove, and when I finally did, it just was not rolling very well for me. So let's just jump into it. Let's get those infinite Devtrasts. Where's my webcam? There it is. Yep, did I turn that out? What is going on here? Ooh, he can turn me on and off. Yo, that's sick. All right, what's up, Devtrast? Let's get to it. Let's take a look at your report card here. So, recorded devlog number 7. I also organized my game development document here. So I made a table of contents so it's easier to go through some of these different tabs in the future, because I know that this is going to be probably a little bit longer than I originally anticipated. So that was, minor, but not a big deal. Then I edited and upload devlog 7 on the 27th. And then the first real day, so I felt really good actually about this one. This 2.5 hour work day on that one. And I practiced planet drawing. And so these 2 days I wanted to, start to dive into practicing my pixel art and seeing, what my baseline was and how much I needed improvement. So I'll let you guys take a look. So this was just a planet that I did. This was my first attempt. So the biggest thing is I really like the outline that I made. I like the geographical shapes of the land that's on there. The colors are pretty cool. Radiates like an acid planet type energy with like some really barren deserts, which is cool. However, the inland detail I definitely need work on, right? Like you can tell from like the waters have that gradient on there. The outline is looking really good on the land. However, like once you look at the actual land, it looks very flat, very matte. So I've been playing around. The biggest thing is like I was able to assemble this fairly quickly. So the good news about it is I was able to get this made. So making planets won't be that big of a deal once I figure out the techniques needed to make it really pop. And I'll show you what I used for reference here. I just typed into Google pixel, oops, wrong keyboard, sorry. Pixel art planet. So took that, and I really like, let's see, these guys. So I use these guys as a major reference. Can you guys see that? Let me check OBS here. Oh yeah, you can. All right. So yeah, I really like these. And so I was looking at these, and you can tell there's 3-4 different colors on the mainland stuff. And it's mainly the shading that I need to get used to, because again, my art skills are terrible right now. So I've never been a very good artist. And this will definitely be the skill that requires me to improve the most on in order for me to make my game pop and have good polish on it. But I really like these planets. If I can get somewhat close to this, I'll be very, very happy. And I really like the little minor details that are thrown in there. So I played around with it. These are really good too. These are really high resolution planets. And so if I could come close to this, that would be really cool. I think this is probably more my skill level that I'll end up looking like. But hey, maybe not. This is what I use for reference when trying to build this. So if any of you guys have any tips or any videos I should check out as to what I should add here, I think I'll make a post in Reddit as well, and maybe like the pixel art subreddit for seeking some advice for how I can improve my mainland stuff. But I really like this. I think this will work because it'll probably be about this big on the screen. So I mean, the details aren't super necessary, but I really do want it to be, I want my planets to be like, oh man, those are really cool. I want to visit that place. So I spent quite a bit of time on that. So that was days 1 and 2 after the upload. And I watched Pixel Pete and Adam C. Units. Adam C. Units I'm really entertained by. I love Adam C. Units' content. He's what got me into Sprite, which is this program right here, which is specifically tailored for pixel art and pixel art animation. Has some really cool it's some really cool software, and Adam C. Units has some some really good handy videos. I watched his video, which is like the crash course into Sprite. It's 30 minutes long, and he mainly goes over like the hotkeys that he uses and how to quickly navigate using your tablet. So I did buy a tablet. That's this guy right here. Let's see. It's a Wion. I don't know how to say it, but really nice tablet for the value. Anyways, I mean, I'm not an illustrator, but for pixel art, it works great. Comes with this little pen, and dude, check this out. Look at this right here. So this is the base that it's in, right? Check it out. You pop this open. You got some little nubs in there. You got some replacement nubs. You know, how great is that? That's wonderful. What amazing design from whatever country Wion was made in. So I practiced that, and then boom! Look at these. Look at this. Just what do they call that in? They call it turkey in bowling when you got 3 in a row, a hat trick of 0 days. Right, getting my sports all over the place. Sports. So yeah, 3 0 days. Don't really have much to report on there, other than I binge watched the shit out of Cobra Kai, and thank God I did because I channeled my inner Miyagi-Do in order to get to this 45-minute workday, which did not do a whole bunch for me. But I do want to go back. So here on 328, when I was, I practiced some planet drawing, and then after I did that, I was like, no, I want to work on the game. I want to get some infrastructure built. So I started a fleet panel and modified the add-on panel to a plus sign. So I'll show you what that is because it leads me into this day where I changed the unexplored space panel and then added fleet button to open the fleet panel. So let's go into that. So here's Unity. So let's open up the game here. Let's maximize it. Let's blow it up. All right. So here we got our game. You'll see here I made this a plus sign for the upgrades. And I think what I'm actually going to do is I like this plus sign. I like the position of it. I'm going to add a close button here to this panel. And what I found out is because I made a fleet panel, right? So here's where the fleet is going to be. We'll talk about that in a second. But when I have these upgrades, I want a close panel button because it's not insanely obvious to a player that this opens and closes it. That's typically not how UI is designed for the most part. So I'm going to add a close button to the panel here, and Bracky's inventory guide really helped me with this. I think I touched on that briefly in the previous devlog. But I also used that for the space. So this is now a panel, whereas before these were just pictures, just static raw images that didn't do anything and you couldn't click on them. So this helps me because now that I have a panel and I have a reference for these spaces, it'll be much easier to generate. Like when you're out in space and you come across something, let's say another planet that you want to add to your home screen, this will be how I can reference that. So really stoked that I did that. And then we'll talk about the fleet panel. So the fleet panel, this is where you're going to have ships. So these 4 ships are going to be what you bring out into space. So you're going to have a maximum of 4 ships that you bring out into space. And down here is going to show your inventory of ships, and you're going to be able to drag ships from here and place them into different positions. I don't know if the positions will do anything. I'm not planning on it at this point, but we'll see what the feedback is like and how the game progresses once I actually get into exploring space. But you'll have all your inventory of ships here that you can either get from finding them in space. You'll build them. You'll have blueprints for them. You can have a shipyard where you can use the blueprints to build those ships. And so on and so forth. So, and each ship, will have a different purpose. So when you're out in the world, you'll start with, I think I'll have you start with 3 ships. There'll be a merchant ship, a fighter ship, and a colony ship. I think that's what I'll start you out with. So the merchant ship will allow you to trade while you're out there and, maybe pick up some goods or give you some extra storage capacity. I'm not sure what their use is going to be really yet. Fighter ship will allow you to fight a little bit more efficiently because I think I'll have all the ships have some sort of weapon because you're going to encounter pirates and things like that. And, in your upgrades tab, you'll be able to spec out your fleet to do specific things. And so the fighter ship is going to mainly be fighting, their fighting is their primary trait that they use. And then your colonization ship is going to be what you use to land on a planet to add it to your home screen. So you're going to have that. And, each of the ships are going to cost some amount of fuel, we'll say, and that'll be, you'll take like ore and you'll have to refine it into fuel. So I think that's how I'm going to do the fuel mechanic. And so I think each unexplored space, it's going to be, how do you say it, exponentially greater to go explore into the space. So, unexplored space 1, when you go to explore your first space, is going to be really cheap, right? It's going to be a low cash cost. It's going to be a low fuel cost. Maybe you'll have to bring some parts or some goods. Then you can go into space the second time, and then it's going to be like, the square root of however much this one cost. And then the third one is, to the third power, to the fourth power, fifth, sixth. I haven't figured out the progression system for that yet. But I think what I want to do is have it to be where you'll want to refresh or do your rebirth mechanic before you can, fully explore these 6 spaces. I think I want it to be very, very expensive in these like latter 3, so that the player is more likely to just refresh a couple times before they can unlock the ability to feasibly get into space the 4th, 5th, and 6th time. But I'll have to play with those variables as I get there. So yeah, that's really all I did, guys. Was added these panels and cleaned some stuff up a bit. So yeah, while it's oh, look at the price of goods. Why am I not making goods? Oh, this is not good. Oh man. So yeah, while I didn't do much, I'm not totally ashamed of my efforts, and I mean this was to be expected, of course, as I move forward into game dev. So I expect there's going to be a couple more weeks like this, but I also expect that there's going to be weeks where I just crush it and knock it out of the park. So that's all I got for you this week. Short video. Thank you very much for watching. Let's sell these goods at $62 a share. My goodness, 58. Okay, I took a little dip there. Thanks, V-Trend. But anyways, have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday, and talk to you later.